championship. UConn will play for the national championship. March equals madness.
Madness.
We've got a #1 versus a #1. The Big East against the Big Ten. Winner takes the national title. Our officiating crew, Jeffrey Anderson. That means we'll get some high knees here tonight. Terry Oglesby, both working their 3rd national championship game. Roger Ayers working his first. Marquise Pettigrew is the standby official at the table. It's everything you've worked for. Now 40 minutes of basketball will decide the national championship. Heavyweights to jump it up. Purdue controls the tip. We're underway.
And he goes Grant Hill right now. The Huskies go a little.
Smith trying to get to the rim. Fakes it.
Nice protection. Donovan in the right spot.
Purdue with a win over NC State in the semifinals, 63-50. They shot just 40% in that game. Turned it over 16 times. Got it inside. Edey, his first touch.
Straight up.
Against Clingan. He's short. You don't say that very often. Edey comes away with a loose ball and a tie-up possession arrow going to UConn.
And right away, Raft Clingan on that left shoulder of Zach Edey, understanding the scouting report. That's where he prefers, but these two giants, 2, 3, 4 times banging inside. And you said it best, Ian. Not often you see Edey come up short there, but...
And Bird, let's not use short.
Well, that was my point.
Centers.
I don't know if I've ever said he's short before with Zach Edey.
And they played straight up with no stunt. Nice little flare screen for an open look caravan.
He missed it too strong, rebounded by Smith. Although Smith didn't shoot it well the other night, he did contribute in other areas.
And this is the matchup we thought. Nice duck in by Wren. They go to him frequently early.
Calvin Wren has got some nice touch on the interior.
And right away that Castle matchup with Smith, something we anticipated.
But Castle has the size and the physicality to try to keep Braden Smith under wraps.
UConn was in a tight one against Alabama. First time they've been tested in this tournament, but won it 86-72 going away.
So busy.
Spencer knocks one in from the outside. It's a 3.
A little floppy set, but he's just always on the move. Great creativity and a little bump to set him free.
UConn up by 1. First national championship game for Purdue since 1969. Lost to UCLA 92-72.
A little switching on the perimeter here.
Jones floats it up and in. Plus 1.
And Raph, I think he's key. He can be an X factor here for Purdue. Obviously can shoot the ball from the perimeter, but his toughness, his athleticism, only 6'1", but able to get to the rim, draw a little, as you would say, ticky-tack foul there, nickel dimer, but he has to be aggressive and take some of the pressure off of Zach Edey for Purdue.
It is Tristan Newton who picks up the personal. Jones, the transfer from Southern Illinois, shoots it at 74%. And Purdue leads at 5-3. UConn's 6th national championship game. They are 5-0 in the national title, including last year.
Clingan very active, gives bumps, gets this little drop D.
Forces his way in, and he's fouled. He got Lawyer.
They're going to take advantage of that, guys. That drop defense, turn the corner, and a guy who can make some tough shots. Tristan Newton, tough in that lane.
And Lawyer objects.
Well, right away you see, you can see it to the eye. Purdue giving up some size and athleticism to UConn on the perimeter. And Newton taking advantage at his height, 6'6", as a point guard.
And that's part of the storyline here. Newton, size. Spencer, solid 6'4". Castle, 6'6". Braden Smith, 6 foot. Jones, 6'1". Lawyer, 6'4". Everybody's talking about the size in the middle of Edey at 7'4" and Clingan at 7'2". UConn has the size advantage at the guard positions.
Sounds very envious, doesn't it?
A little bit. You caught that, huh?
This is the guy. You got to corral him in the open floor. The ball screens, he's terrific, particularly going to his right. Nice little duck in again.
Feed it inside. Captain Red. It's blocked by Clingan.
Wow, his ability to help Raft, sensational.
He doesn't fall asleep. Good defense there. Caravan looking to slap back for an open look in the early.
UConn running a 12-game winning streak. Spencer, and he pivots inside for 2.
And he froze the big fella, too. He didn't know whether to help or stay on Donovan.
The transfer from Rutgers has been a perfect piece for Dan Hurley's squad. 7-5 lead for the Huskies.
Right away, Castle forcing Smith to his left, knowing he likes to go right.
There goes that hook again.
Edey connects.
They definitely want to take away the three, so they're going to play straight up for a while. At some point, there may be a change by UConn.
Clingan,
screen.
Handoff, Newton the pull-up, it's off. And the rebound to Kaufman-Wren. Get it up the floor, and it's out of bounds. He was looking for Smith. Early miscommunication.
You talked about it, Raft inside, Clingan fighting in there, playing him straight up. And look, that's good defense. Make him score over length. Obviously, Clingan, it's important he not foul. Zach Edey, one of the best in college basketball, drawing fouls. Good defense, better offense.
And both big guys have not been disqualified in the game with foul problems. They play tough, just a little under 2 fouls a game.
Pretty amazing when you think of it.
It is. Of course, Edey plays many more minutes, 31 than 22.
Clingan slams it down.
Right now, the big fella's not sure of what exactly to do. Should I stop the dribble? Should I stay on my man? They're going to have to ride that.
Everybody was looking forward to the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
He's got a counter move.
Edey with the left hand.
And that's part of his game he's improved on. That left hand right there. Take away the left shoulder. That spin and easy at the basket. Right now, Purdue, I mean, the guards are getting into the paint.
Got to contain them, right?
Against Purdue's defense.
Newton trying to feed the post. Clingan one-on-one. Back out, Spencer, 10 to shoot. Clingan high screen, 8 to shoot.
They're usually good at the end of shot clocks.
Switch it. Clingan asking for it. Spencer bottoms.
That'll make you good, huh? Ball fake, jab step drill. And by the way, Cam's talking to Edey. He is the one guy, I think. He's hungry for championships with a lot of spice to UConn.
Spencer has scored 7 of the 11 for UConn. Back inside, Edey trying to adjust. Clingan there defensively.
And I like the nice run out. And what a catch.
Oh, the catch by Castle. The layup doesn't go. Caravan saves. Extra. Newton.
Nice look.
Feed it.
Those steps.
And it's going the other way on the travel.
Too unselfish.
UConn in front, 11-9, off to a good start at Glendale.
Wish I was a little bit taller.
Denied by Edey.
Wish I was a little bit taller.
Big finish for the big fella. Just the second time 7-footers have matched up in the national championship. 1984, Houston's Hakeem Olajuwon squared off with Georgetown's Patrick Ewing. Hoyas won it 84-75. Shout out to Skilo. They're taller and they're ballers. Edey and Clingan, the numbers have been prolific.
I don't think Raph knew what you're talking about.
Oh, I'll play you some Skilo later.
I'll catch up in another couple of years. But right now, Grant and I were talking during the commercial, giving the 2 and taking away the 3. That's what UConn's been able to do. Both big guys playing straight up.
Couple of changes here. Mason Gillis and Camden Heide in for Purdue. 5 minutes gone by in this first half.
Yeah, what they got is Heide. He's a good defender, can make threes. And Gillis a good passer and pick and pop. Smith
upstairs! Jumbo jam! Zach Edey!
Yeah, you're going to have to ice that ball screen or trap it somehow. Once this guy turns the corner, it is dynamite at the rim.
10 of their 11 points have come in the paint. We're all tied up. Newton, tight defense on the outside by Heide. Screen, Clingan. Newton will do it himself on a kick.
Nice replacement.
Newton drills a triple.
They're so active without the basketball. They're so on the play and a nice look.
14-11 Huskies. Tristan Newton, first-team All-American. 5th-year transfer from East Carolina.
There's a little change now on the timeout. Ball screens, trying to get this kid going to the rim.
And Smith missed it on the layup.
Not a good foul back there.
So a foul called after the miss.
And Raph, a great set out of that timeout, getting Smith downhill. Clingan coming over to try to help. And the great 1-2 combination there. Smith throwing it up. You got somebody 7'4", just throw it by the rim. But I love that set, though, getting Smith on that double screen downhill. Edey has been efficient thus far, but Braden Smith has to have an impact on this game.
Nice adjustment by Painter.
Foul called on Lance Jones. Diara is in for UConn, 6th man of the year in the Big East.
Brings a little juice to the floor, energy, and a good look at this kid. He's so
Spencer, quick, denied by Edey. Knocked outside Diara. They have 10 seconds to work with. The fake it. Rejected. Do not go in there on Zach Edey.
A touch of Canada with some feeling. This is not Canada dry. This is Canada juicy. Big fella. Oh my God, the stretch and cover.
Spencer takes it and misses it from long range. Edey had it knocked out of his hands, but he controls.
The average job now is to contain Smith. Very clever once he turns the corner.
UConn up by 3.
A good job going under that far out.
Smith shifting gears, feed it. Edey against Clingan. Edey with the touch.
And Raph, just such great poise right there. Captured the ball, got the ball, just surveyed everything, took his time, but also too, the screen and roll action, getting the ball inside to Edey. That's what Matt Painter has done adjustment-wise with this offense this year.
8 points for Edey. This time, Edey off the play. Diara recognized it, and he attacks the rim for 2.
I mean, multiple guys that can get downhill and make plays for UConn. So hard to defend.
Zach Edey doing most of the work so far in the scoring department.
Edey's doing a nice job ducking in and begging big time.
Edey asking for it.
Much better pushing him out. Nice step.
Step through by Edey. Creativity and a chance at a 3-point play.
Boy, he is serious this evening. Boy, they are going to him, as Matt told all of us, every trip if they can. Look at the step through. Little up and under. Goodness gracious. The ballerina at the rim.
The slippery eel. Kevin McHale right there.
And that's the first foul on Clingan, who will head to the UConn bench.
And you're now giving up a lot of pounds and toughness, too. Because Sampson, shot blocker. Samson Johnson, very aggressive. He's much better on the ball screens, though.
Edey has scored the last 11 points for Purdue. You mentioned it, Raph. Samson Johnson, the junior, checks in for UConn. We're tied at 16. Change here for Purdue. Miles Colvin, freshman from Indianapolis, in for the first time.
UConn's got to get moving on the offensive end. Nice steal here. Smith. Nice pass.
Diara lays it in. UConn, even on a play that could have easily gone the other way, they cash in.
And Alex Caravan always makes the right play for Dan Hurley. Beautiful pass.
Huskies up by 2.
Nice show, which he does great, Sampson.
Feed it, corner, Gillis.
And a double for the first time.
Kick it around, Colvin.
Then shoot it.
Now it's one-on-one. Colvin misses on a 3-ball. Rebound kept alive. Grabbed by Gillis.
They're a terrific offensive team on the glass.
And a foul is called on the floor. Gillis giving it up to Edey. UConn up by 2 over Purdue. Battle of the Titans continues. During that timeout, Dan Hurley at UConn was really working the officials, and moments ago, Tracy caught up with him.
You just said you have to get your blood pressure down. I know a lot of frustration there. How do you feel you guys have been handling Edey? 11 points so far.
Yeah, you know what? He's a tough cover. You know, we're going to have to mix it up a lot more. And we got to force him off his spot a little bit. We got to dig more. We got to trap more. What we're doing right now is not sustainable.
Thank you.
And Tracy, Gene Steratore is with us here at Phoenix. Gene, what are you seeing early on in how they're officiating the battle of the heavyweights?
It feels really well officiated so far, and I know Dan's he went up in a little bit of intensity when Clingan came off of the court. He went in over the back on Edey, which I didn't think was a foul, but he'll work them hard with Clingan off. He wants them to really watch Edey tight when Clingan's not in there.
They're going right inside the weight and size disadvantage. Johnson trying to extricate the big guy Edey from the block.
All of their field goes in the
gets a
paint,
foul.
and Edey,
They get a
foul is called, and that's going to be number 2 on Samson Johnson.
And Danny is going crazy over there, Bert.
Champions live here on Max. Stream Major League Baseball, the NBA playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and much more. Champions live here on Max, the one to watch for live sports. So that's it for Johnson in that short stint. Clingan back on the floor for UConn.
Just too strong.
Smith goes to the bank.
You knew he was going to come back with a good game. This kid is a terrific point guard.
We are tied at 18. 11-minute mark, first half.
A lot goes through Clingan screens out top there. The activity, they have not really been in motion as much, UConn. There's that drop coverage.
Newton probing, will take it. Missed it over Edey, rebounded by Colvin.
Great look.
Purdue with a chance to take the lead. The fadeaway doesn't go for Braden Smith. Uncontested board for Spencer.
And Clingan right to the rim, too. Makes the big guy work.
Diara, feed it.
Nice pass.
Turn, Diara, blocked by Edey.
A body block. Nice look.
Oh, perfect pass, Lawyer, denied. It's Caravan.
What a hustle play. And you noted that earlier. He comes up with big stops.
Diara, he nails the 3. 21-18 UConn. Huskies have won 11 straight NCAA tournament games by 13 points or more. That is the longest streak all time. Smith, nice catch. Edey couldn't bank it in, but he follows it home. Foul was called.
Number 2, I believe, on Clingan. Oh no, they give it Diara.
So it's Diara picking it up. Celebrate the 2024 national champion with officially licensed locker room tees, hats, and more. For all your team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop.
And guys, early on, Braden Smith putting a lot of pressure on the interior, attacking, getting downhill, making Clingan make a decision. And you said the hands there by Edey.
And then we spend a lot of time on the big guys, but the perimeter people on both clubs, they can be devastating, creating, finding people, and finishing.
Kaufman-Wren back in. Gillis sits. Colvin joins him on the Purdue bench. Lance Jones returns for the Boilermakers.
See, at 9 attempts, generally you gave this kid, got to keep him off the foul line.
Last Big Ten school to win the national championship, Michigan State, 24 years ago. UConn with a 2-point lead over Purdue.
For some of us, it doesn't seem that long, Bert.
Well, you called Grant old right at the top of the show.
Oh, right. Bring him down to my level.
Stewart is in.
Nice passing catch.
Freshman gives it up. Clingan couldn't finish it, and the rebound controlled by Edey.
That's what he does, though. Intimidates. Now they're not shown on that ball screen. Smith.
Banker goes.
He got fouled, too. What a difference. He's a bounce-back guy.
He's a competitor.
Great attitude. He is.
It's been such a productive point guard for Purdue. So savvy and controlled with his play. We're tied at 21.
A weave, ball screen, turn the corner and roll.
Clingan out high.
Excellent defense thus far. Down to 5.
Castle short on a 3. Edey another board.
Empty side here on the roll for Wren.
The pass.
And goes down hard as Diara went up high, and a lot of contact as he collided with Trey Kaufman-Wren.
And Smith has done a great job running the show here. A nice find, a big-time dive.
So that's number 2 on Hassan Diara. who took a sharp pop to the nose the other night in UConn's win against Alabama. So Diara with
They
2,
got an
Johnson with
offense
2,
foul.
and it's going to go the other way.
Jones, I think Jones on the screen.
Illegal screen, yeah.
So Lance Jones will pick it up. That's number 2 on him. So some foul issues on both sides. Jones will head to the bench at the 8:32 mark of this first half, and Heidi checks in.
Once again, pretty good defense. Heidi makes some shots.
UConn 32-1 in their last 33 non-conference games. The only loss coming to Kansas.
Now Clingan's got to make Edie. Ooh, you don't leave your feet.
Off the deflection. Turnover, UConn.
Clingan's got to get touches on the other and make this guy work.
It's Edie.
Wow.
Again.
I mean, great seal. The big fella runs the court. Patience by Braden Smith. And right now, Edie is feeling it down low.
He has scored 14 of Purdue's 23.
He's player of the year for a reason.
And he doesn't come out of the game.
No. He is exhausted with that body, too.
Screen for Castle. Fake on the jumper.
Defense has been excellent by Purdue.
Castle misses it
Blockout
long.
right there by Red. Oh, wow.
And here comes Braden Smith the other way for Purdue, up by 2. Smith setting it up for a jumper.
Raph, he's had 2 of those. That's his shot right there, going right mid-range.
And again, the bigs are just dropping off in that coverage.
Newton drives in, and he gets it to go off the window.
Edie looked tired right there. Didn't react.
He doesn't sit, Zach Edey. He plays every minute.
He's panting just a little bit.
We're tied at 23. Under 7 minutes to go in this first half.
Going over the top. Ooh,
Big screen.
Crunching screen.
he walked. Yeah, good
And they got it. It's a travel on Edey. And the third Purdue turnover will get a timeout. Everything we thought it would be with these 2 big guys battling, Purdue and UConn trying to win the national championship. We're tied at 23.
Matt, you're doing exactly what you wanted to do offensively. Defensively, how would you assess what you've seen so far?
Yeah, we've allowed them to get a little bit too deep on the drive, 3 or 4 times, and they've made some plays at the rim. We got to do a better job of keeping them out, trying to get them into tougher 2s.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
They are holding UConn to 45% from the field. So this was the play here. Hurley reacting to Zach Edey's screen. Hurley was trying to make a point to the officials. Edey had something to say on the way to his huddle, and then Hurley had something to say to him. How about that screen, Gene? You just saw it like we did.
Yeah, it's a good screen, and my heart's getting warm watching Dan act the way he is, Ian. It's bringing back memories.
Good ones? Or?
They're all good, Ian. They're all good.
Clingan lays it in, and the foul.
And they took advantage right away of Edie being on the floor. But even on the floor, they got to get Clingan going on that offensive end. Make the other guy work. Nice little setup, seal. Nice identifying and pass.
So they're asking Caleb first to guard Donovan Clingan, with Zach Edey getting a breather.
And he hasn't played much, really at all, in the last 3 or 4 games. But smart set there to get Clingan going, as you said, Raph.
Be like asking you to guard Grant.
Right now?
No.
I might have a shot.
I have no cartilage.
A lot of thought process going on both teams in terms of matchups inside.
26-23, UConn, 6:28 to go in this first half. Lawyer circles. Drive doesn't go. Tip
Over
in,
the top.
no.
Wren.
And Kaufman Wren will pick it up. No matter who you're rooting for, fan work is thirsty work. Is Coke Zero the best Coke ever? Try and decide. So Kaufman Wren is first foul, and Zach Edey is back on the floor.
Connecticut once in a while has played small with Caravan at 5. I think that next time Edey does go out, if he does go out, give Clingan a little bit of a blow, even though he is a factor against a smaller guy.
Zach Edey rested 33 seconds in the previous 2 games. Castle.
He's in that second of the 3
Nice
seconds.
spin. Clingan!
Nice help by Wren.
The block on the inside and cleared by Edey.
Wren really puts pressure. He's trying to bury Caravan in there.
That'd be a 3 seconds. He hasn't left.
Lawyer looks down low. He's going to drive it. Lawyer, the flip. Doesn't get the roll. Tip in by Edey, and Dan Hurley is beside himself.
And Zach Edey, the best offensive rebounder in the country. Dan Hurley, yeah, see a little gamesmanship there with the officials.
He has scored 16 of Purdue's 25 points. UConn leads by 1. Fake the handoff initially by Clingan. Gets Caravan involved. Now it's Spencer for UConn. Spencer, low dribble, flips it up. It goes!
How about that?
It won't count.
It out.
Foul called on the floor. Spencer wanted the bucket.
I think he may have been right, Jeffrey. But they can get what they want on that drop defense, that little foul line jumper.
Well, Rat, for both teams, with the bigs defensively in that drop coverage, that screen and roll action or dribble handoff with the bigs, that's going to be there for both sides.
Foul called on Camden Heidi. Here's Clingan. The baby hook goes for Donovan Clingan.
I think he's got to be a factor on that offensive end. A little more consistency. Make Edey work a little bit.
7 points for Clingan. 28-25 Huskies. We approach 5 minutes to go, first half. Lawyer feed the post.
And then he said they were going to do some different things they haven't yet. A little late start.
Edey, off the rim, no. Kaufman Wren trying to save, and he sprawls over the photographers.
I think that would have been his ball anyhow.
I'm not sure, but once again, Clingan, great defense there and battling inside Caravan, a beautiful block out. Love that effort there if you're Matt Painter. Right away, Wren's activity on both ends is...
He's tough. And Matt told me 2 years ago, this kid's going to be a big-time player. Yes, Bert?
Was that a block or a charge on the photographer? 28-25, UConn.
Nice cut.
Newton lays it in, and Smith lost his footing.
That old Carolina cut right there.
Exactly. Everybody lifted, little step and go.
30-25, Newton now with 9 points to lead the Huskies. It's a 9-2 run. Smith using the screen from Edey.
He loves that little elbow.
Kaufman Wren in a crowd. He tried to do it with the offhand, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by UConn, 9 to shoot.
And the presence of Clingan right there. Wren indecisive down low, a little short on that hook shot. But yeah, this pass right here, dribble at the man, great backdoor cut. You know they've worked on this, the misdirection, multiple options on this offense of UConn. Great execution.
Jones and Gillis check back in for Purdue. 4:19 to go, first half. Huskies up by 5.
No, they are bodies falling.
Edey doesn't go. And the rebound controlled by Castle. He'll push the tempo.
And this is when they're tough with that early look.
Oh, Caravan wants it. Misses on a 3-ball, box out by Edey.
Hesitated.
Just a little bit. Let the traffic clear.
16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks for Zach Edey out of Toronto, Ontario. Here's Lawyer on the move. Got a little body bump, and it's out of bounds off of Lawyer. Spencer wins the case. 3:49 to play in this first half, and UConn on top of Purdue by 5. 30-25, UConn in front. The headline here has been the battle of the bigs.
They get deep enough, it's impossible to stop this guy. He's got a touch, great determination. How about that athleticism? And Clingan, I think, has got to get more opportunities at that basket. Make him guard, make them stump a little bit, maybe get some outside looks, and keep their motion going.
Game summary, Edey is 7 of 11. The rest of Purdue is 4 of 13. You think back to a year ago when FDU beat Purdue, shocked the world, 16 seed over 1. Their philosophy was, hey, we'll let Zach Edey do all the work. We just can't let the other guys hurt us, and it worked.
Well, it worked, but the other guys have improved. They got better in the offseason. Braden Smith, Lawyer, Gillis, all came back. A better three-point shooting team and a tougher team this season.
Number 2 in the country in three-point shooting, just behind Kentucky.
And UConn really now get a little motion now. They usually quick spurts, screens, slips.
Good defense right now.
It has been. Tough shot.
Castle, the floater goes.
He can elevate over most.
And that is the first 2 of the night for the freshman from Covington, Georgia, Stephon Castle.
This is his job tonight right here. Contain
the point guard.
This is the largest lead of the night, 7. Smith, they give him the jumper, and he makes it from the outside.
What a good move using that bump, too.
Oh, no question. He's missed 2 of those earlier, but that's his game right there where he's so efficient.
Let's check in with Tracy.
And Dan Hurley during that timeout, the pace of the game is ours. Keep playing fast like we want it. Run Edey, make him tired. Constant support for Donovan Clingan in the huddle, praising him, saying keep wearing him down.
And it's an offensive foul on Stephon Castle. Turnover, UConn.
Ran out of room, really. And Jones put that foot on that baseline.
And Dan Hurley is saying that's a flop.
I think it's a good call.
I think it's a good call, too. But once again, not running their sets, trying to do a little bit too much one-on-one there. Good defense.
And risky for Jones playing with 2 fouls. It worked in his favor.
This is the guy that makes great entry passes.
Purdue has taken 1 3-pointer in this first half. They missed it.
There's that dribble handle off the screen as well. Tough match here, I think, for Caravan. Keep the dribble alive and go.
Gonna ISO him.
Smith against Caravan. High screen, Edey. Smith's going to take it. On target.
He must have heard you. He must have heard you.
This kid is a bounce-back performer. Gutsy, tough-minded.
We are close to the court, Grant. There's a chance. Maybe Braden Smith is listening. He nails the 3 to cut the UConn lead to 2. We have just over 2 minutes to go. First half. Timeout. The student section is delivered by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of March Madness. Why don't they share? Braden Smith, 1 of 9 from the field on Saturday in Purdue's win in the national semifinals against NC State. Today he is 4 of 7 from the field.
And yesterday, Raph and I sat with him, and while somebody was relaxing by the pool, and he talked about, he was upset, like he was mad at his performance, agitated, and you knew that he was going to come out and compete here tonight.
He was relaxing at the pool with an umbrella in the glass.
That's right. Pool temperature was
Same shot with every time.
Newton gets it out of the timeout. This is something Dan Hurley has done all season. You just bank on those things as a coaching staff.
The only one thing I would say negative, he's got to coach and relax. A little heated with the officials. Done a heck of a coaching job throughout his stay up there.
Lawyer, outside, Gillis.
Forget it.
Inside.
Too deep.
Edey couldn't finish it. He had too much on it. Clingan a factor. And Gillis with a tie-up.
Jump ball.
And Raph, how many times have we seen Edey get the ball that close to the rim and not be able to score? Great defense there by Clingan.
Possession arrow remains on this end. Stay tuned. AT&T at the half. EJ and the rest of the gang. All the highlights, the breakdown of our first half. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
Gillis again. Second offensive rebound. Terrific at that end.
Lawyer couldn't get it in cleanly. Decides to take the timeout. UConn up by 4. 1:33 to play in the first half. Tournament summary, #1 seeds meeting in the championship game for the 10th time in tournament history. 5th national championship featuring the Big Ten against the Big East. 14.4 average margin of victory this tournament, second highest since the tournament expanded to 64 teams. Purdue is trying to become the 6th Big Ten school to win a national championship. Legend, Hall of Famer Gene Cady is here. He also has a P on the back of his head, a large P that they put just to show support for Purdue.
He's all in. That's something Raph would do.
Committed. Raph has an R on the back of his.
And you have a $ in the back of yours. How about that defense there by Caravan and Black? Had a couple the other night as well.
34-30, UConn in front. We come up on 1 minute to go in this first half.
Movement, that's what they need. Use the ball screen.
Newton's been excellent.
Nice hands.
And he coughs it up.
Another jump. They go the other way.
And that offense not quite as precise from UConn as we're accustomed to seeing. And
they had to switch the possession arrow.
They didn't.
They didn't switch it from earlier.
Yeah.
Remember, Purdue had gotten it on the tie-up.
Correct.
And even though Matt Painter is trying to tell the officials the arrow is pointing in his direction, Jeffrey Anderson is handling it at the table.
Yeah, he was explaining that Gillis was tied up at the other end, getting it organized.
Yes. So now this is correct.
They
just did not switch the arrow, okay?
Roger Ayers just came over to confirm it. Good team player.
Gonna find that guy.
9 seconds left on the shot clock. Newton will toss it in.
Use Clingan to screen. Because Edie's just zoning up in there.
Flip it.
He can make that.
Oh, he's going to take it. Clingan missed it.
Nice rebound.
It's Spencer. Now it's Castle one-on-one. Freshman against freshman. Colvin.
Spencer is the meat and potato guy of this team. What do you need, Coach?
Newton slashes in. Couldn't win it over Edie. And somehow smacked into the basket for UConn.
Is that Castle?
Castle, yeah, but that left hand. And Newton come up a little limp.
36-30, Huskies.
Look at the double. Not a
Great
good look.
hands
Not
by
a good
Castle.
look.
Intercepted.
Not a good look there.
There's a 3-second difference. Shot clock to game clock winding down in this first half. UConn has won 45 consecutive games when leading at halftime going back to last season. They've got a 6-point advantage here. High screen, Caravan. Newton now with 5 to shoot.
Spencer off the pin.
Spencer steps in, rims out.
Look.
Lawyer tosses it, and that's how the half will end.
What a great design on that play for that look.
The #1 overall seed, UConn, looking to go back-to-back. They've got a 36-30 lead over the #1 seed in the Midwest, Purdue. Send it over to Tracy.
Well, since we last spoke, you've done a good job on Edie. What more do you need to see, though, for the second half?
I really like the pace of the game. I think the pace of the game right now probably favors us a little bit. I think we're forcing them to play a little faster than they're used to, so hopefully we can keep that pace on them and wear them down late.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy. Newton with 11 to lead UConn. Edie with 16, the high man for Purdue. End of the first half. For the national championship, 36-30, the Huskies on top of the Boilermakers. We'll send you to AT&T at the half with EJ and the gang after these messages. 74,423 here at State Farm Stadium, third highest in NCAA championship history. Let's take a look at our Home Depot first half stats. Points in the paint, UConn winning that category, getting some points from the bench. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, Gene Steratore with us. National championship game. Obviously the big men, that was the headline going into this game, but the three-point line has been a non-factor for Purdue because UConn can stay at home against Zach Edey. Let's take a look at how the two big fellas have fared so far.
Who cares about threes when you have these kind of bigs right away? Edey running the court, they reward him. Good defense, better offense, and then the alley-oop. Edey establishing himself early.
They really did a nice adjustment. Occasionally using Clint, moving him outside for screening. I'd like to see him get more touches against Edey in a low box.
So Edey got off to the hot start. He was quiet over the final 8 minutes of the first half. 7 of 12 from the field, 5 rebounds. Clingan 2 fouls. Remember, they went to Samson Johnson at one point, and Johnson picked up 2 quickies.
And Bert, I think the big concern of Purdue now is the spurt, as Clark Kellogg will, spurtability.
Yes.
Dangerous UConn on the offense.
Let's check in with Tracy.
Talking with Matt Painter coming out of the locker room, he just felt like towards the end of that first half they weren't efficient enough, especially Edey, and he said he's going to his left doing a good job, but he'd like him to go more to his right more. In terms of trying to get some threes, he still wants them to drive into the basket, but they're not on 2 feet, kick it out, and try and establish something beyond the arc.
So the three-point shooting, Tracy, something we just mentioned in that first half, limited to just 1. They've been averaging 8.4 per game so far. Edey, first 12 minutes, 14 points. Since that stretch, he's scored only 2. Clingan, just the 1 foul. He did sit with the 1 foul. That's when Johnson came in, picked up 2, so Clingan was right back on the floor.
And Purdue not getting threes because UConn staying at home. Clingan playing straight up. He did a pretty good job there the last 8 minutes.
Really doing a nice job the 9. Nice duck, and look at the Clingan. Ooh, goodness. Clingan had his arm held, I thought, on that particular play, but he's got to get over the top on this duck in. He can't be lazy. He's got to get in here. The hook and hole. Got to get Gene on that one. goodness.
So that is the second foul on Clingan. Edie couldn't finish it with the left hand. Rebounded by Clingan in a physical manner. Get it up the floor. Spencer one-on-one with Lawyer.
Well, they've done a nice job in transition D, though. We can get that all game.
Comes up short. Clingan, offensive rebound.
Love the
Reload.
activity.
Newton, bullseye.
Big time. Offensive rebound kick out.
Oh, I just love the activity of Clingan. Great defense on one end, and then great effort leading to that three-point shot by the big fella.
14 now for Newton to lead UConn. You talked about the spurt ability. You can feel it from the Huskies. 39-30.
Nice hands again.
Deflection, step in, Castle, hitting the deck, Jones to save it. And a foul is called.
On the floor, maybe.
It is Spencer.
How about Jones diving for that ball? Clingan, great effort, and then the ability to find the open shooter. Percentages are high, second chance, three-point opportunities. And then looking like a fumble right there, going for it. Understanding what's at stake, both teams getting dirty.
First foul on Cam Spencer, 9-point lead for UConn. Just underway in the second half.
That is where they're tough. I think getting that little drop defense to get a look at the duck and
He tried to crank it.
Gotta shoot that hook.
Lost control of it.
Yeah, it slipped out of his hands.
Newton, the handles, the jumper, off the rim. And the rebound taken off the floor by Jones.
And look at this play, almost an interception, cancel.
Smith catches up to it, early offense, Kaufman-Renn, fake, and lay-in. They wanted the travel, Clingan bought the fake, and then flew by on the block attempt.
And that was a smart shot fake right there by Renn.
So Trey Kaufman-Renn, who's got ability around the rim, very savvy.
Little shuffle cut.
Point to the paint, all tied up. 7-point lead for UConn.
This is their activity here.
Castle, the jump shot, off the mark.
Nice rebound.
Gang rebounding, it's Lance Jones.
When they play small, he's got to do that, be an impact player on the glass.
Smith shifting gears. Smith will take it, rims out on the jumper.
Look at the transition, D, though. They have been able to force the hip. Nice pass by Spencer.
And it's bouncy Castle on the inside.
A cross match right there. Castle taking advantage, the smaller Smith guarding him.
How about the sprint, too, to get down there?
Almost a 10-second call right there.
They got a foul. Oh, no.
It's going the other way.
Renn.
Kaufman-Renn trying to set up against Caravan.
A little frustration, venting. That is where you got to be concerned right now if you're Purdue. Relax, get comfortable, go to your strength at the other end. Put some stops together at this end.
Purdue entered action number 2 in the country in assists, 18.7 per game. They have 4 tonight.
You need not guard anybody.
Newton lets it fly. Rebound. Clingan knocks it to the outside. Great effort there by Kaufman-Renn, but he couldn't track it down.
5 on 4 right now.
Castle contact. And it's a blocking foul on Jones.
Ooh, I don't know, Rav.
I'm with you.
This angle, it looked like Jones was there.
You want to go to Gene? Dealer's choice. We can go to Gene right now.
Right away, Gene. What do you think?
I'm going to go with the charge on it. I didn't think Lance Johnson moved much. I felt like he was stable. The left foot moves a little, but he's firmly there. When Castle makes the Euro, he makes the contact. To me, that's an offensive.
So that's going to be number 3 on Lance Jones.
We're going to get you a referee's fee and no travel.
Are you going to mention per diem again, Rav? Free throw is off the mark from Castle. He shoots it at 76%. Heidi will check in along with Gillis. And now Jones sits with those 3 fouls. He's joined by Kaufman-Renn on the Purdue bench.
And Raph, you talked about UConn. Dangerous time for Purdue. UConn turning the screws coming out at half. They just have to settle down, get into their offense, get the ball inside to Edie. And of course, the stops defensively a must.
The premise of the UConn program has been defensive rebounding. They've grown, as we said, on the offensive end. They can put it together.
And that was a ball don't lie situation based on Gene's opinion that it should have been offensive. Lawyer, feed it. Edie missed it. Major highlight from Heidi.
How about that? Wow. Heidi Seek. Big time attack. And notice the shooter defender was that athletic.
Camden Heidi going way upstairs for the jam. And that just shot an electricity bolt through this crowd. Spencer doesn't go. Rebound. Castle is there. Can't get it on the first cleanup, and he put it over Edie for two.
I think it was Caravan that kept that alive to get it to Castle. Good hustle.
Edie started the night 7 of 9. He's missed his last 6 shots.
High low.
Look at them load up. Oh, Edie steps. Oh no, he got one on the floor.
So the foul will be called. Clingan upset. Camden Heidi living up to his last name.
Looks
Going
like
Heidi for the jam.
Looks like 30 years ago, G. Hill registered big time.
It's time to connect to the madness with the House of Highlights fan cam powered by AT&T 5G. Good action early from Zach Edey. Great look from the stands. Diara with that rainbow 3. It's been a fun one here in the national championship. It's been 55 years since Purdue has been in the national title game. UConn is trying to win consecutive trophies. Last 10 minutes for Edey, no points, 1 rebound.
And Clingan out of the game with 3 fouls, so expect to double team. Of course,
There it is.
open opportunities for shooters for Purdue. Johnson trying to guard Edey.
They double with Spencer. It's right through the hands of Heidi, and that is a backcourt violation.
Again, the double workers are not accustomed to it either. All game.
Well, an aggressive double team right there. Spencer really attacking. I know he's giving up a lot of size, but jumping in the air, an errant pass right there, bad catch.
And also the rotation by UConn too. If he did catch it, they were right at home.
UConn can bring this lead to double figures.
And this is where they got to use Johnson screening. Just a zone in the back, and that's what it got.
Missed it from the outside. Rebound knocked out of bounds off of Smith. Check in with Tracy.
Matt Painter during that timeout. We need to play physical. This is not the time to play soft. We can't get stops. We can't get the ball. We are going to keep feeding it into Edey over and over. The fouls are going to get on there.
Lob it up. Slamson Johnson.
And that's what he does. He rolls beautifully, acrobatic in the air. And again, that drop defense is painful at times for Purdue.
UConn up by 11. Edey off the double.
Nice recovery by Spencer.
They were looking for the repost. Instead, it's going to be the Gillis 3. He's way off. Spencer trying to grab it. Controlled by Purdue. They got a foul. Contact.
The other way.
Yeah, fouled on Edey.
Edey got in there on Spencer off the rebound action.
How about that little roll? Again, the ability to sprint. He is quick. He shows great on ball screens. And Newton just solid player, experienced.
That is the first foul on Zach Edey. UConn leads at 45-34.
And Johnson just busy. Edey's going to have to make something coming out a little bit. This should open up some cuts.
Newton comes to the ball. Another one. Special delivery to Johnson.
He's so fast. So the 4-man playing the 5, that slipped to the basket twice in a row there. But on this end, Edey's got to get the ball and go at Johnson.
11 assists now for the Huskies. Just 3 turnovers. Purdue stuck in mud here.
And really
Defense.
solid D this trip.
Edey turns. He's fouled by Johnson.
All right.
That's going to be number 3 on Samson Johnson.
That is just gorgeous basketball. Johnson very busy with screens and rolls and finishes at the rim. But who's the catalyst? Tristan Newton. Experience prevalent.
So Zach Edey is going to the free throw line where he is 2 of 3. 6 straight tournament games with at least 20 points, 10 rebounds. First player to do it in March Madness history. Jones back in.
And Raph, the way that UConn is defending this team, I mean, Zach Edey may have to try to go for 40 points like he did in the Elite 8 against Tennessee. No one else really able to get going because of that pressure defensively on the perimeter.
And they're going to double him on the catch. That's what they have to do. Just to help Johnson out. They got somebody stepping in early.
Lane violation, so Edey 3 to make 2.
I think Edey's got to go quick. You know the double team's coming. Catch it and go and try to
go away
beat
from it.
And go away from it, exactly.
These are his first points in 11 minutes of game action. And he cans a pair. UConn leads by 11.
They're going to ride Johnson with the screens. Movement, screens, slips. This is their motion offense.
Caravan. And it ricochets over to Spencer. He's going to take it. Rebound. Johnson hits the deck. And a push.
Right.
They got Edey, I believe.
Johnson's activity bothering Edey here.
It is Edey. Head to Bleacher Report for the latest episodes of From the Point by Trae Young, featuring the basketball stars' conversations with A-list guests and his unique perspective on stories from around the league. Download the Bleacher Report app now to watch.
Now the speed of Johnson's been a problem for Edey.
Second foul on Edey. Newton triggers in.
Spencer. Johnson gets a moving screen. 4.
That might be his 4th, yeah.
So Samson Johnson
And they're going back
has
with
4,
Clingan.
and Clingan is going to replace him.
Yeah, he kept moving. And this is where Clingan is great. On that particular screen, he never fouls. That's just a little inexperience. Negates that opportunity.
Clingan back in, playing with 3 fouls.
See if they play straight up now.
Smith gets inside. That one goes at Edey, and they are going to count it.
It looked like Clingan's hand went up through the cylinder there.
Hey, you're right.
Goaltending call.
There was a moment there where Edey was ready to explode.
Yeah, Clingan saying he wasn't at fault, but anytime you take that net and rim,
And that
you're in violation.
That possession, though, Braden Smith getting downhill. Really the first time this half we've seen him put pressure on the paint.
Nine-point game. Edey now with 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Way outside Clingan. Handoff. Newton on the move. Drive and kick. Caravan. Contact. No call. Spencer penetrates and the scoop goes. Camtastic.
How about him extending? Oh, this kid, he has some ticker and feel.
He's more than just a shooter.
No.
9 points now for Cam Spencer out of Davidsonville, Maryland. Edey, there's the double.
Spencer, they got him fouled for the reach in.
Yeah, Edey didn't see Spencer right there. Spencer has been the designated trapper. But look at this move here. Just attack the big fella.
That extension,
Able to extend, elevate. Kind of hung in the air a little bit, suspended there. Great touch, and a fantastic shooter, 3-pointer. But man, he's just a basketball player. Fun to watch.
And he's always looking at this end of the floor, sniffing to see if he can help on the post.
Smith, swing it. Gillis. Edey. Rimming out.
Oh, nice rebound again.
Contact from behind, Mason Gillis.
He knows how to sell it too. Boy, that was right at the rim for Edey as well.
Spencer just has a nose for the ball right there. Gillis is one of the best at attacking the offensive glass.
He's always got the ball in his hand. Yesterday at the meeting he had it. Before the game he goes to the ref, he wants a piece of it.
Even when the team was in the locker room, he's out here with the ball shooting.
The only one on the floor.
Spencer now has 8 rebounds to go along with those 9 points.
Danny said he wants this badly, and he thinks that's the edge that he has brought to this team this year.
Handed off, Spencer, screen, Clingan. Caravan, the fake.
Place.
5 to shoot. Newton trying to make it happen. Stop and go. Newton long strides, flips it in. He just challenged Edey for the bucket and won.
I'm not sure how he got that.
I don't either.
Past Edey there.
16 points for Tristan Newton. It's a 13-point cushion for UConn.
And this is typical UConn. You got to stem the tide now. Go to the rim right away there.
Edey, double team. Pass it, corner, Colton. Can't hit the 3.
Good rebounder, 2. Newton fills it up.
10 threes on Saturday night. They have 1 tonight. Caravan, short. And the ball.
Spencer, they got a foul though.
It will be Spencer.
But who's in there? It's him.
It's him.
He's everywhere.
Talk about wanted.
Tristan Newton. Takeover mode late in the shot clock. 51-38, UConn. Starting Thursday, watch Masters Live. Exclusive coverage of Amen Corner, 15 and 16 featured groups. Watch it live on the CBS Sports app. I want to take this moment to recognize our boss, CBS Sports Chairman Sean McManus. He's retiring next week after the Masters. Sean has overseen every Final Four since 1997. We wish him the best. We wouldn't be here without him and this incredible partnership with TNT Sports. Sean, thank you for everything that you have done.
Well deserved too. He's been great to us and great to college sports, and obviously closing off with the Masters.
And Grant, you can make a Duke pop here if you want, because Sean went to Duke.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh, goodness, an air ball on the free throw.
So that
he is a big Duke fan, you would say that.
Oh, no question.
A wasted opportunity there for Purdue on the free throw. Edey hearing it from the crowd, 51-38. UConn in front.
And Raph, this is the time of the game. UConn in control. They'll just run their sets, wear you down, and have multiple guys who can make plays down into the clock.
Smith trying to get it. Dives for it. The effort by Smith, and he saves it for Edey.
That's what they got to do.
Great hustle. Jones shake and bake. Shows it. Bounces. Edey. Oh! He traveled.
That's nice job by Clingan. Staying big, hands up. Not reaching down, but if Purdue wants to get back in it, it's got to be on the defensive end. Make it a nitty-gritty, tough, hard-nosed game.
And Clingan, the best post defender in the nation. His length, just be big, make Edey score over length. And you're right, he has really frustrated Edey. We have not seen that in this postseason from anyone.
Purdue has 8 points in the half. They've turned it over 8 times. Tonight, just 4 assists.
A lot of teams don't have a guy like Clingan.
That's true.
Right?
Kid is special.
Clingan way outside.
And he loves to screen and help his teammates.
Castle drives. Castle.
He just forced that a little bit.
But it's tracked down by Newton. Shot clock is winding down. No jumper. Doesn't go. Diara.
Nice
and
rebound.
Edey engulfs it.
He came from deep, too.
8th board of the night for Zach Edey.
Got to get others to light it up besides Edey.
Smith draws the foul on Diara.
Number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
And that was savvy right there. Smith kind of initiated the action through his arms into Diara right there, but maybe this will get him going. Really nothing offensively for Purdue. Give credit to the defense of UConn.
And Castle has been terrific on Smith.
Braden Smith, 80% shooter. Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana.
I love this kid's moxie. Reminds me of you, Bird, when you were younger, probably. Nasty, tough to get along with.
So you're saying I've improved?
Yes, you have come a long way. But you just like he's going to beat you, this kid. He's not going. He's going to fight you.
He's a quintessential point guard. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists, over 1.5 steals per game. UConn's lead is 11. We approach the midway point of this second half, the national championship game. Glendale, Arizona.
And they are not as busy when Spencer is out of the game.
Diara slips through 2 defenders, working around the perimeter for Newton. Spin Newton, 7 to shoot. Double from Colvin, it leaves Caravan open.
What a find by Newton.
Hey, Rav, you make a mistake, they make you pay.
They do. They're so unselfish.
And this is the largest lead of the night for UConn. Huskies trying to go back-to-back.
You don't want to foul that far out if you're Clingan.
Lawyer takes it in.
Good defense.
And it bangs off the side of the backboard. Break opportunity. Newton to Diara. Right down the middle. He lays it in.
How about the Huskies? The defensive presence of Caravan. They bite you with a fast break and they control the half court. Give it up. Big time. Dipsy-do. Diara for 2.
Want more basketball trivia? Just ask Siri. What coach has the most college basketball championships?
Who is John Wooden? I'm playing Jeopardy with Siri. Hurley family of champions. Just incredible. what they've accomplished. Bob Hurley Sr., 26 New Jersey high school state titles. Bobby Hurley, back-to-back national championships with Duke. Dan Hurley, champion as a head coach last year with UConn.
They're like the Raftery family. They're everywhere.
Well, on my block, maybe.
They multiply.
But I mentioned the other night the Hoops hotbed on the Hudson was a book. He said that they are the first family of basketball in America. Truly said.
Out of the timeout. Edie backs it in.
And they needed that.
Yep.
Edie has to establish himself like he did in the first half. Really been affected by the length of Clingan and the double teaming that they had there in the second half here from UConn.
Berg, this is the end they got to get going if they want to win it.
That was their first field goal in 4 minutes of action. And they trail UConn by 14. We are under 9 minutes to go.
Spencer getting the blow here. Those foul difficulties. Caravan very good without it as well. He keeps busy.
Caravan using the Clingan screen. Feed it.
Replace.
Castle. Got a three.
They do that as well as anybody in the country.
Just so comfortable as the shot clock gets low. They make the right play, the right read. So confident, so good.
This feels like the same script for UConn.
It really does.
They could just take over the game. Smith off the mark. Clingan the board.
Nice job screening off too.
Newton was tremendous in the national championship last year. 19 points, 10 rebounds. Spin it. Kicked. Caravan.
Nice.
Feed it. Castle. Wow. In and out. Rebounded by Kaufman-Wren.
Got to get back. Nice
Ahead.
run.
Colvin the catch. Tough angle. Will back it out. We are under 8 minutes to play. Clingan got a piece.
He thought he had all ball. Clingan.
And that's number 4 on Donovan Clingan. The coaches are into it. Hurley, Painter. We had a total eclipse. Don't look up, Dan. Game summary. This half, Purdue is 4 of 14 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point territory in the game. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, Gene Sterator, our producer Mark Wolf, director Mark Grant. There's just an air of invincibility right now with this Husky team.
It really is. It's been impressive to watch. They kind of just defensively can take it to another level. Frustrated the National Player of the Year. And really, Dan Hurley, you talked about the identity of this team. We're seeing it on display on the defensive end this half.
They're unselfish, and on defensive end, they communicate well. Dan Hurley has just coached this half, by the way. Have you noticed?
Not a lot of complaining.
Yeah,
to the
we just got
officials.
into the game itself. And
you think Bob Hurley Sr. texted him at halftime?
Being a man that led the nation in technicals.
He's given a lot of credit to his wife, Andrea, for balancing him out, recognizing that he needed that in his life.
Nice little change with the timeout, the press.
Castle ahead. Newton attacks. Doesn't go for Johnson.
Why not catch it and finish it?
So Clingan on the bench for UConn with 4 fouls. Smith, feed it. Rocks the rim.
He's too big.
Did he make him disappear? I mean,
oh, you're saying there was an eclipse?
What? Total. Put your glasses on.
I like this pressure now from
I do.
Purdue.
This is a team that won't go away.
A tough team to press with the multiple decision makers on the floor for UConn, though.
So the lead is 13 for UConn. We are going to hit the 7-minute mark of the second half. Johnson, the cutter. Van!
What a slip.
What a setup. The deployment. And the nose and read. German.
61-46. Huskies. Tip. Out of bounds. Spencer creates it.
It's incredible, this kid. I'm telling you, what he has done with this program. His insertion, attitude, understanding of the game.
He's an extension of Dan Hurley. They say he's very similar to Dan Hurley with his language.
Wait a second.
Competitive language.
Remember, he did play Purdue when he was in the Big Ten with Rutgers, and Lawyer is called for the foul on Castle. This summer, the Targaryens, the Iron Throne, and the biggest show on TV are back. Season 2 of the HBO original series, House of the Dragon, premieres June 16th, only on Max.
And Bert, Danny blames Spencer for some of his excitement. It's a spillover effect, he claims.
Matt Painter thought Spencer was over the line and then brought it back. The Purdue fan section reacted.
Nice
Spencer.
again.
Yeah, he was not going to try it on Edey. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Colvin defending the crafty Newton.
Castle let that ISO on the foul. They haven't got to that.
Newton, a shake off, and the jumper doesn't go.
Nice rebound.
Caravan, offensive rebound. Reload here for UConn and Castle.
They're all so smart.
And they'll continue to just use clock.
14 offensive boards for UConn tonight. They're out-rebounding Purdue 33 to 24.
They grind you till you slip and fall asleep.
Castle, that's clever.
Attacking the big man, Castle, his aggressiveness. UConn, they just come at you in waves.
13 points for the freshman, Stefan Castle.
That relentless nature of Dan Hurley, this team possesses.
Way outside. Edey to Lawyer. They need buckets. Doesn't go. And a rebound foul called.
Fifth one, I think, or no?
See who they get it on. There was a crowd there on the interior. Johnson playing with 4 fouls, and that is the quota.
Yeah, thought it was him.
You have to give him credit. He's come in and played well. His energy, his speed. And that beginning of the second half when Clingan went out really gave him a lift with his activity out there and used his fouls wisely.
Yeah, Johnson doesn't want to leave.
He doesn't want to come out.
I wouldn't want to come out either.
Hey, you know, in the commercial we're talking about, nobody fronts Edey. A lot of coaches are out there, probably say high school coaches and college. Why don't they? You can't get around him.
You can't.
Once he loads up, the legs are so powerful.
Well, people, I mean, he's 7'4", but he's 300 pounds. I mean, he's an immovable object out there on the floor. Certainly difficult to defend.
So now UConn is going to go very small. That's Caravan shifting over to the center spot. They're protecting Clingan with the 4 fouls.
Caravan's parents are going to send a note to Danny. I didn't sign up for this. He's going to be defending the big fella.
26 points, 9 rebounds for Edey.
This also could present problems for Purdue on the offensive end. Edey having to guard Caravan, who can stretch the floor.
We'll just zone up, though, I think, don't you?
Yeah, well, he will, but I mean, who is he going to guard?
They may go a little zone, maybe.
5:38 to play. Purdue has not shown the ability to stop UConn. And without stops, they're not going to get back into it. Spencer ahead, Newton.
They'll take it if it's there. If not, they'll grind you.
A body bump there from Heidi. 15 to shoot.
There's the blur screen, setup, screen, rescreen.
Edey on Diara.
There it is again.
Spencer stops, pops. Yes, sir!
Wow, he's got some stuff.
Spencer for hire. Goodness gracious, is this kid talented.
65-47. Huskies, 18-point lead.
He's fighting him, Caravan.
Edey. Actually, muscle.
Caravan actually had a point, though.
He took a pop on that move from Edey, who now has 29.
He's going to need a facial tomorrow. Wow. How do you guard this guy? Please, Mom, come help me.
Coming up next on TBS, Inside March Madness, presented by Buick. EJ and the guys will have post-game analysis, trophy presentation, and of course, one shining moment. All coming up. Most points, single NCAA tournament. Zach Edey has just passed Elvin Hayes, now behind Glenn Rice and Bill Bradley.
Elite company, rarefied air there for that young man, and he's been so dominant this tournament. Still a quiet 29.
They have not gotten enough from the others.
Right.
No. Well, again, this is a key point. Don't give up any threes. Even if he gets it in and knocks him down. Look at them pick this apart.
Jones, 3 points. Lawyer, no points. Kaufman-Wren, 4 points. And Smith has chipped in with 11.
There's no easy out. Caravan takes a look.
He didn't need that right there.
No.
Early in the shot clock, you know Edie's guarding you.
And he just walked away on that shot.
4:27 to go. Heidi feeds it. Edie missed it. Rebounded by Diara.
That's easy for him too.
Maybe too easy.
Yeah, maybe.
(65-49). UConn with 4 minutes to go.
And Bird, they used Caravan to screen because of the drop defense.
Newton fend off. Shot clock down to 3. Newton steps in and draws the foul on Edie.
So he is so clever, isn't he?
He is.
Free throws coming up. Chance to repeat for the team from Storrs, Connecticut. UConn in the driver's seat in Arizona. Right now, let's take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, a lot of it's been in the paint for UConn. Not shooting great from the 3, but attacking, going at Edie, getting high percentage shots downhill. It's been multiple guys in transition, half-court offense, a total team effort, which Dan Hurley has preached to his guys all season.
And you were a recipient of a lot of assists from Bobby Hurley many years ago, and they have 16-6 in that category. They move the ball, they spread it. There's no easy out either.
They play the right way.
They do.
And if you combine what we saw on Saturday night and tonight, you're talking about 36 assists, 9 turnovers for UConn. They got it done against Alabama. That was a tight game. They were tested. They trailed in that game 4 minutes and 18 seconds, and that doesn't sound like a lot of time. For UConn, that's an eternity.
Unaccustomed. Of course, Gino had a great run too. Mariema this year lost in the semis there. I think these programs are alive and well up in Huskyville.
Last team to go back-to-back, Florida, 06-07. Before that, Duke. This man, Grant Hill, a part of that squad. It just doesn't happen often.
What's been incredible is how they've done it. I mean, pure dominance. The closest, as you said, that Alabama game, now up 18 with less than 4 minutes left.
And they won the Alabama game by 14. A trip. It's going to work against Diara. Florida, 06-07. Billy Donovan leading that team. The other part, it was the same team basically coming back.
Well, same with us in the early 90s. This team is a little bit different. You lost 3 guys to the NBA. They went professional. You got guys in new roles, new players, Cam Spencer's, Stephon Castle, but the same principles, the same focus and determination that Dan Hurley has really emphasized, and the way they have been able to execute, it's really been quite extraordinary.
The same coach. And he changed this summer, no defensive principles, all about offense to catch up with his defense.
What I love what he talked to us yesterday was how he adjusted the offense a bit to the personnel. It's not about a system, it's about the players and figuring out what works for these players, and it's worked masterfully.
And Bird, off air, Grant told me he's the one that really made Mike Krzyzewski
he did say
the name he became.
I heard that.
Well, I mean, technically, Duke, didn't win until. Coach, don't let Raph come between us, okay?
11 straight tournament wins by at least 13 points. It's never been done before. Jones, feed it to Gillis.
They're going to stay at home.
Edie steps in for 2.
Caravan may have to go to the orthodontist when this is over.
But hey, guys, Purdue, they made 10 3-pointers Saturday night. They've only made 1. UConn staying at home.
Game plan.
Yeah.
He has scored 31 of Purdue's 52 points. So the strategy, philosophy has worked to a T. Edie gets his. Nobody else does major damage. We're going to hit the 3-minute mark.
A warning.
Danny went out of the coach's box there trying to communicate with Cam Spencer.
See, this is good officiating, though. Both coaches. Oh, he touched the player.
He pushed his guy.
Yes, right there.
He thought he was in practice.
Oh, my goodness. He thought he was at White Eagle Hall. So we're dead. Started those great St. Anthony programs. Nice.
Jones blocked by Spencer. Edie on a kick. Jones penetrates. Gets the roll on the inside. Timeout, Matt Painter.
Nice drive. Of course, Edey occupies people as well.
13-point game, 2:46 to play for the national championship. Defending national champions, UConn got better from their championship season a year ago. Win total, point per game differential, the seed going into the tournament, #1 overall seed. Last year, they plowed through the competition to win the national championship. They've actually improved upon that this year.
And they got a speed team in here for defense. You can't be careless, got to step through the pass, cut in a distinctive fashion, and screen as well. And watch the trap if you're UConn.
Up by 13.
Oh, nickel dimer here.
Smith called for the foul behind Newton.
And that's tough. Purdue had a great trap.
They did.
Lance Jones rotated there, and obviously the last thing Matt Painter wanted in that situation, fouling on that inbounds pass.
And it's a guy that shoots 80% as well.
Matt Painter in his 19th year as the head coach at Purdue. He went to Purdue, worked under Gene Cady, took over the head coaching job, has done a tremendous job with this program, finally getting to the Final Four, so validation there, advancing to the national championship game. And right now they're in a big hole.
They are, but we were talking before the game just how impressive he's stayed within the state, recruiting guys locally, and just consistent with his philosophy, his game plan. Obviously went through that heartbreak last year, but this team is regrouped and played great ball and put themselves in position. And
the only addition is Lance Jones of a factor basis, but the history of Southern Illinois, the connection.
Smith looking to drive in. 11 players on this roster from the state of Indiana. He is not one of them as he puts it down hard against Clingan.
And Clingan couldn't do anything. 4 fouls right there.
33 points, 9 rebounds for Zach Edey.
But you would go to Toronto for a guy like Edey. I mean, you go out of state for somebody like that.
Yeah, I think so.
There's high school here in the States.
He played at IMG Academy, but he was a backup. He was not a heralded recruit.
And right there, Cam Spencer calling a timeout, but went to the corner to call it. And I don't think Dan Hurley was pleased with that.
But Edey telling us yesterday, I think you asked where were you at the Final Four last year? Was it a B&B, Airbnb, right? Or
NIL.
Yeah, true.
Just a great kid, and we've had the opportunity to get to know him and how he's helped lead this team this season, bringing them back here.
It's going to go down as an all-time great collegiate career for Zach Edey, where he was to where he ended up with this Purdue program. 2 straight National Player of the Year awards for Edey. Now, who knows what the future holds for Edey? Someone's going to take an interest. Someone's going to see a fit for him on their roster in the NBA.
I mean, his improvement from day one. And look, he played at IMG. He was a backup in high school.
How about that list, by the way? Those names, incredible.
Impressive.
7'4", 300, Zach Edey. But him and his Boilermaker teammates are down by 13 with 2:14 to go.
And look at him on the inbound, too, when he puts his arms up. He blocks out the whole section.
Caravan will toss it in. 19 on the shot clock. They go to the backcourt for Newton.
It amazes me with UConn. They can run when they have to, and they run their sets quickly and sharply and eat up a lot of clock while doing it.
Screen, Clingan. Caravan takes the baseline. Clingan, yes!
And how about Caravan? Silently contributes to the cause.
71-56, UConn can taste it. Smith drives in, couldn't finish, slammed down by Edey. 1:40 on the clock.
Now be careful, a couple of mistakes.
Spencer ahead, Castle, no rush for UConn, foul, Smith. 1:31 to play.
You know, when the game was a game, tenuous, Castle's the one that took Smith out of it, who had played very well early.
Well, we saw him even on Saturday night play Sears very tough, made him work for everything. And defensively, the physicality, the taking that challenge. And Smith got off a little bit there in that first half early, but has been silent here in the second half, in large part because of Castle.
He has that physical profile. It stands out. At 6'6", 215 pounds.
And he's a legit 6'6".
Oh, no.
I mean, we saw him, visited with
Yes.
him yesterday, and surprised at his size.
When you look at this UConn game, if I asked you who is the MVP tonight, I mean, everybody contributes.
That's them in a nutshell, isn't it?
Exactly.
Newton's been terrific. Clingan did his job. Spencer did his job. Edey's got 2 more as he flushes it down.
And even on that possession, they're still guarding the three-point line, UConn.
They don't care about the 2s.
37 for Zach Edey. First player since 1989, John Morton of Seton Hall with 35 points or more in the title game. Under a minute to go.
Sort of feel it, the crowd. What a magnificent run this has been.
UConn fans on their feet behind. Head coach Dan Hurley. Shot clock down to 4. Caravan, float it. Clingan, exclamation point with a lay-in.
That's typical of their approach. Who's ever open gets it.
40 seconds left. Air ball. And now Dan Hurley's going to get the subs in. Celebration in Stores. Celebration in Phoenix.
No timeout. You just keep playing. Let the party get started. He is one heck of a coach. With a talented group of unselfish players.
What he has done with this program.
All started.
And they differentiated themselves from the other national championship teams at UConn with this back-to-back. But Dan Hurley, impressive, incredible.
Another guy from Seton Hall with an amazing pedigree and insight into this game.
PJ, you, and now Dan.
PJ and Danny.
Best point differential in tournament history. UConn. A dominant force.
Tribute to hard work, Bird.
Ross is in. So is Rumaglu. Andrew Hurley is in, along with Solomon Ball. 7-second difference. Shot clock to game clock.
Danny said, hold it. Matt said, no, go run it. Don't worry about it. I'm not offended.
Andrew Hurley is not going to run it. He's going to hold it.
First time he's listened to Dan in years, huh?
6.6 on the clock. Andrea Hurley. The rest of the Hurley family. What an amazing run. It is a UConn coronation. The Huskies make history. Back-to-back national champions. Number 1 lives up to the billing. They defeat Purdue 75-60. They've done it again. Utter domination for 2 years.
Such a professional approach, Bird Grant. The way they run their program.
They've done it the right way.
Yeah, they have.
Hard work, unselfishness, playing basketball the way it's meant to be played.
They are a basketball powerhouse.
They are.
Oh, without a doubt.
Men and women, by the way. You know, South Carolina's been on a fantastic run. But this is a legit big-time approach on a consistent basis.
6th national crown for the UConn Huskies. Dan Hurley will enter a pantheon of coaches. That is a select group.
Let it go! And to be so young. And you have a feeling he has a lot left in him.
That's right, he will be joining you someday in the Hall of Fame, no question about it.
His parents, Bob and Chris, his wife Andrea, his kids, one of his sons, Andrew, on the team to experience it together. And they had an X on their back the entire year.
Absolutely.
We talked with them yesterday and how the guys, Caravan, Clingan, wanted to win it for Spencer, and Castle, the new guys, wanted them to taste this, wanted them to experience what this is all about.
And Dan Hurley has a knack. He created an us against the world mentality, and it worked. Let's go to Tracy.
I mean, Coach, congratulations. 6 national championship back-to-back. Can you describe what this means for you and for this team to be able to accomplish that?
Yeah, I mean, you can't even wrap your mind around it because you just know how hard this tournament is, and what a special group of people, a special coaching staff, an incredible group of players, the best group of players you could possibly do it with. And UConn, you know, UConn is a special place this time of year, and they give us all the resources we need to do it like this in March and April.
You lost a lot of guys after last year's team and then just replenished, and you can't even pick an MVP for this game because everyone contributes. What is it about this team that made it so special this year?
Yeah, I mean, we recruit really talented NBA players that are willing to not make it about themselves and to be a part of a winning group and to go for all the championships. And while doing that, their draft stock still is really, really high. So we both win. UConn wins and the players win.
For you to be synonymous with the names Wooden and Krzyzewski and Donovan as back-to-back coaches, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot because I'm a student of the game. Basketball's been my life, and I got so much respect for the history of this game. And it makes you. I know me and Luke Murray had some talk about if we won this one, maybe we'll both retire on Tuesday. So this could be it for me and Luke.
Oh, come on, that can't be true.
No, that's all.
Thank you so much.
We're ready thinking. I think it's proper.
Tracy got a scoop, apparently. For Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wilson, Gene Steratore, Ian Eagle. We say goodbye for now from Phoenix, UConn. National champions coming up next here on TBS. Inside March Madness presented by Buick. We're going to be back with all of the festivities if you keep it right here on TBS. UConn, the #1 overall seed, the first #1 overall seed to win the title since Louisville in 2013. They have done it again.